Hello and welcome to the Get Creative Podcast, the podcast for creatives by creatives. I'm Evan Schmidt, and my guest today is Scott Rucci. He's the founder and executive producer at Rucci Productions, a video production company based in Raleigh, North Carolina. Hey Scott, thanks for coming on the show today. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a video producer. I have a company named Rucci Productions, and I've been doing this for about 25 years, doing a huge variety of production work. We do television commercials and corporate training and marketing pieces, and I've worked on movies and music videos and documentaries and all kinds of things like that. So it's a really fun. It's been a fun job, and do a lot of neat things. Never boring.
I love that, never bored. So what's something important that you've learned throughout your time?
What have I learned? Gee, many Christmas. Lots of stuff. um, Well, I think one thing I've learned is to try and put myself in the shoes of the person that I'm working with or people that I'm working with and try to understand their perspective and their needs. Whether it's, a movie director that's trying to create a film that he can market, and I'm trying to understand, what his vision is for it and trying to figure out how I can add to that as a director or a director of photography or something like that. Or if it's a corporate client and I try to understand, who their audience is. Are they speaking with other businesses or consumers or, and there's a whole creative process of trying to kind of get inside the heads of the audience and understand who you're speaking to. And, from that, I think unfolds everything else if you do it right. We certainly don't try to do anything in a one size fits all kind of way. We're trying to build our messages around, meeting the needs of the client and the person who's producing the thing. So, I think you really take on a different tone and you build the content differently. You bring in different team members. There's a whole host of different ways you do things depending on what it is that is warranted, what makes sense, what makes sense from a budget standpoint, from a creative standpoint. Is this something funny? Is it something, a legal thing that has to be serious? Is it something that's supposed to be a horror film, or is it a documentary about an important social issue? Is it just something entertaining? And you, once you get that objective in your head, you really then build a team and a set of techniques and creative devices that will accomplish that as best as you can.
And it's obviously been working for you for the last 25 years, so that's some great advice. I really like that. Putting yourself in the other person's shoes. It's worked for me, it's worked for you, and that's cool. So what are you working on right now? What do you want to pitch?
We have several things going on at the moment. We have a big outreach to physicians and healthcare workers across North Carolina, aimed at improving their education and awareness of infection control techniques, which sounds kind of wonky and scientific, but it's a lot of fun. We have in the past with this client done a spoof soap opera series with all these over dramatic actors, and they just, we're trying to use humor and engaging interactive techniques to make it interesting so that, somebody who needs to receive this training isn't just falling asleep, but they're engaged and they remember it. And that's an interesting challenge, is to try to make something memorable, entertaining, to make it work from an educational standpoint. And it's a great client to work with, and it's an important thing to, it's the health of the people, everyone out there that's really being affected. So it's an important reason to be doing something. So that's actually a big project that's going to have a marketing phase where we're getting the word out to the people that need to take the course, and then we're going to develop the course itself. And so that's, several months long. We're going to be working on that. We have a nice team put together, a creative team, and we're doing some research, market research. So that's pretty interesting. And then working on a video for an organization named KHEC that does financing for affordable housing, and we do this every year, and that's a lot of going around getting interviews and shots of properties and projects that they're working on. So we're going to be in Georgia and Richmond, Asheville, South Carolina, traveling all around doing that kind of stuff. So that's that's a fun project. You get to meet interesting people and tell their story and really try to tell it in a powerful way. And at the moment, I have a gigantic pile of equipment sitting in here because we're rebuilding our live production setup. So we're getting new switching equipment, cameras, and all that kind of thing. We have actually on Monday have a multi-camera, 4-camera shoot, a live shoot style of production, and just trying to get this stuff, just upgrade some stuff. So always something going on.
I love it. And where can people find you?
We're on the web at rucciproductions.com, and we're in close to downtown Raleigh. But all the information's on the site, and it's good samples of a wide variety of video projects and other projects on there, and description. So that's hit the web. You can look us up on YouTube and Vimeo and those Facebook. But the website really is the best presentation of what's going on. As a general description rather than just what happened today or something like that.
Oh, great. Well, Scott Rucci, you sound very busy right now, and that's awesome. Thank you so much for making time for my show.
Oh, no problem. I appreciate your interest.
That's it for another episode of Get Creative. You can find more information about my guest in the show notes. Subscribe to this podcast on iTunes and Stitcher so that new episodes magically appear. And tell a friend about this show. For more information about me, just go to evanschmidt.com. Thank you for listening. Now go get creative.